thanks for coming in and thanks for being here for this session. So you've had the quantum healing hypnosis session with Dolores Cannon, and then you did the evening of the quantum connectors.
Yes.
And then now you've done this, the quantum Reiki connections, clearing. Not sure about the name. So how did it feel? Like how did you feel before coming into this session?
It was really nice. Before coming in, I would probably just say very open, excited to experience it. I've only had Reiki once before, and so this is only like the second time of having any type of energy work directly on me. So I was just kind of excited to see where it goes. Came in with an open mind.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And then when we first sat down, we chatted for a bit, and then we did your intentions for the session. So we did 3 intentions, and then one kind of wish, like something to manifest. And did that feel really clear to talk about that? And did that help with setting the intention for the session?
Yeah, I think it was really nice because with setting the intention when I was on the table, it felt nice that I had an idea of what I wanted to do. And so I was just kind of open with that idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you were on the table, how did it feel? So you were on your back first for actually exactly half the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. So when you said you wanted to turn over, it was exactly 30 minutes.
Okay, that was interesting.
Precise.
Because that was an intuitive feeling to actually flip over at that time. So what was really interesting for me was that as you started, I had my eyes closed. And as you were working on it, at first it took me like maybe a few minutes to actually drop into being relaxed and kind of letting everything go.
Yeah.
And then after I let go and relaxed into it, and you started to work on me, there were interesting sensations that came up. And so I remember distinctly when you were working on like my feet area, I felt warmth there first. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. So I kind of opened my eyes just barely, just to see where you were in terms of my body. And I saw that you were working on my feet. So that was kind of nice. It was like confirmation right away that there's something happening in terms of like a warm, tingling type of feeling.
Yeah.
So that was really neat. And then I kind of just closed my eyes back again and then just let the session go. And what was really neat was that as you moved up towards like the first chakra and then moving up, I felt an activation somewhere like as soon as you got to the first chakra and moving up.
Yeah, so the first, second, third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was really neat. Once again, at that stage, I quickly opened my eyes just a bit just to confirm if you were like actually there, and you were. And I was like, oh, interesting sensation.
Right.
I would describe it as warmth again, some type of energy movement for sure. And then I kind of just let that go as well. And as you worked up, you worked higher and higher up towards my head. And as you got up to my head, that was really interesting too, because what happened at my head was that, once again, I opened my eyes just briefly just to confirm that you were actually there, because I had the sensation first, and then with my logical brain, I wanted to like confirm that you were actually there.
And I was.
Yeah, and you were, which was really neat. So the head was the most interesting part when I was flipped facing up. So what I saw was that it started to have an indigo, like very dark blue vision.
Third eye.
Right.
Yeah.
And so as my eyes were closed from my field of vision being all black, I saw like patches of indigo. And as you continued to work on it, the patches actually expanded into like the dark blackness. And as you kept working on it, it was really neat because it got to the point where it started to fill my vision more and more, to the point where it felt like I was somewhere in the Arctic, and the indigo, there was a gradient of the colors. And so I saw it on the horizon in 360 as if it was like a sunrise or like an aurora coming over the horizon in indigo. So that was really interesting. That was really good. And so my head, the sensation at that same time, it was, there was like a warmth. There was like a bit of a tingling. There was a little bit of some type of energy sensation. So I couldn't quite pin it down as to what it was, but I knew something was happening, and I saw that color and that vision. So that was really nice.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So that's the third eye opening.
Yeah.
Right? And clearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was really good. And then, yeah, as you were mentioning about the flipping, it was interesting because as it got to that point, I had this intuitive nudge to ask to get flipped over.
Yeah.
And at first, I was thinking, well, I shouldn't say anything because maybe it would just be, it's like let you do your thing. And as I stayed there for like another 1 minute or so, I felt, no, I really have to say something.
Yeah.
Because the energy was building up that the intuitive sense was I should get flipped over.
Yeah.
And so then I asked to do so. So that was
Yeah.
really nice.
And it was right on time.
Okay.
It was exactly 30 minutes. So it was like, really, it was right on time.
Yeah. And the reason why it
Yeah.
felt like that, it was
Yeah.
interesting because this is only the second time that I've done like energy work, like Reiki related.
Yeah.
And my own thought was that if energy work should be good enough to go through the entire body or whatever it may be, but for some reason it felt like it's actually beneficial for me to flip so that the work on my back actually has more efficacy or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So that's why I decided that I felt like to be balanced properly, I should flip.
Yeah.
And so I asked to get flipped.
Yeah.
What was nice was after the flipping, as you worked on it, there was a heaviness that's usually in my back. So everything from my upper back to my lower back, there's a bit of tightness. I am kind of stiff there on like a physical level. But as you worked on it, it was interesting because I felt my body getting more relaxed, and I sunk deeper into the massage table.
Yeah.
And I felt that my muscles started to release.
Yes.
So that was very, very nice. It was unexpected. I didn't know that was going to happen, that it would feel like I was able to really sink in and allow my body to just be held by the table.
Right.
And so that was really nice. So that work that was being done, the balance energy, it felt much more balanced by the end of it than just working on my front. So by doing both sides, it felt really good.
That's great. And then did you feel anything in your head when you were laying face down?
Yeah, that was really good too. There was a point where you did a little bit of a breathing or not quite a whistling, but there was like a.
Yeah.
That was very powerful.
Yeah, so that was your left side of your head.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was very powerful. It felt to me as if you were being some form of channel or some form of clearing.
Yes.
Some form of work that has to do with like a vibration. At that time, I actually thought that if you were to hum, that might have actually been really powerful as well.
Oh, okay.
Because with a humming sound, it felt like it would probably be a stronger vibration. But with the sound and the air coming out of you was still good vibration. It felt like it was pushing energy or manipulating and moving energy. So that was really nice.
Did it feel like it was coming in or out?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah, it felt both. It felt like a good balance of both on it. So that was really good.
And then it was interesting, exactly in that moment too, the candle blew out.
Oh, okay.
So it was both, and then there was a scent because it's a beeswax candle.
Oh, I
so
did see
then
that.
it created a scent in the room.
Yes.
But it happened exactly in that moment, and it was the left side of your head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was, I would say, the main clearing
Okay.
was the left side of your head, but mostly first the grounding. And
Okay.
so at the beginning, it was a very fast kind of cutting cords is what it felt like.
Mhm.
And then grounding into the earth, but also then it was like moving, opening the branches,
Okay.
the roots. It was like opening the roots. So there's more space.
Yeah.
And then it felt like that there was a lot of clearing off the top. So that's what you kind of felt at the beginning, right? When you felt that at your feet and you felt the warmth,
Yeah.
that was the clearing.
Oh, okay.
Right? That was, like they said, it was just cutting cords, cutting cords, cutting cords.
Okay.
That's the words that I heard. Just cutting cords. And then and then yeah, like Archangel Michael was there. That he was the one doing it. The sword, like
Yeah.
you know, just you know, it was really. And then there was different like ascended masters at different places of of the work, and I felt like they were the ones doing like coming in and doing the work.
Okay.
So chest and heart's always Yeshua, or it feels like a lot. So the back and what you felt on your back and that kind of unwinding, and it was even with my back, I felt like I was unwinding, opening as well. And then there was the like Mother Mary at the beginning, but she was there like the whole time at your head, kind of like holding space, like protecting.
Okay.
And then the lots of the clearing was from your left ear, actually, and just left side of your head.
Yeah, I felt a lot of energy around the head area. The sensation itself was warmth and tingling.
Yeah.
It was a very pleasant feeling.
Yes.
It was very pleasant.
Yeah, it was gentle work.
Yes.
But deep, but gentle,
Mhm.
right? But it was a deep clearing.
Yeah.
So, and it matched kind of with your number 3, Ashton.
Perfect.
Your number 3 intention for clearing.
Yes.
It was actually, that was where it was.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, and then your number 1, I would say, was at your feet. Because of the intention that you set. So your first intention, that happened at the very beginning. And then the second one, so it's kind of funny. So it was like first intention was here.
Yeah.
The second intention was in the middle,
Okay.
like chest, back, low back,
Yeah.
heart area. And then the third one was at your head. And it was the left side of your head.
Okay.
And then it was just like lots of sprinkles of the joy and at the end, which is very like sprinkly.
Nice.
Yeah. But I felt like it was very secure, and that they all came in with their job, and it felt like it was like very, like the communication felt really clear, but it felt like a very secure session, and that they were very much holding the space and holding you. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And it felt like it went fast.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it went fast, but it was an hour, but it felt fast. And it's been a year since you had your quantum healing hypnosis session, Dolores Cannon's method. How has it felt since you've done that in the year?
It seems to have gone by very quickly.
Yeah.
So even though it was a year ago, it felt like it's gone quickly. One of the main things that I wanted to work on from that was, what came up was compassion and patience. Those were 2 main messages from it.
Yeah.
And so with the patience piece, I've noticed that has really grown in me. The compassion is growing, but the patience has actually grown quite a bit. So the last year has felt quick, but I'm patient about it.
Yes.
Because if I wasn't patient, it would seem like nothing's been really moving, but a lot has been shifting in me.
Yeah.
And so I've been very grateful for that. And that was just like really fun.
Yes. Yeah, we had your session was a lot of learning and a lot of action. And then lots of surprises, but good surprises. Yeah. So like all the sessions, a lot of help comes in. And depending on what work is being done or cleared, then I feel like the Ascended Masters come in, or some of the Archangels come in, or we get a big kind of download from Source. It feels like where lots of love and unconditional love just comes into the session too, and especially at the end, just so that you have that buoyancy of that, the big love, I call it.
Yeah. So it's been wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.